Radio Raheem here with none other than the Haymaker, David Haye. When these gloves are finally hung up, whenever that happens for the last time, I expect to be seeing you sitting ringside, giving your analyst hat a little try on, as I'm sure you're apt to do. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the controversy that's going on between our two pawns. Obviously, I'm speaking of Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Rate the two fighters for me, respectively, and who wins this fight?
I think they're both great fighters, both two young, hungry fighters who will fight anybody, and they've both proven that. You know, Joshua, the fact he fought Joseph Parker, the fact he fought Vladimir Klitschko, proves that he'll get in the ring with anybody. Wilder, obviously fighting Ortiz, shows he'll fight the guys that nobody else wants to fight. Whether that was his choice or whether there was not much else option out there remains to be seen. But you've got two heavyweights who can fight, two undefeated fighters who are very effective. You know, I've sparred with many rounds with Deontay Wilder, and I know firsthand he's got some real pop in that right hand. I've never sparred with Joshua, but know a lot of people who have, and they said the same thing. He can really bang. Just look at his resume. You're knocking out. The only person who's gone the distance is a young 26-year-old Joseph Parker, who was the WBO champion at the time.
So what do you figure edges the fight for one fighter or the other?
Experience-wise, you have to go with Joshua. You know, the caliber of opposition that he's fought. Fighting Klitschko and Parker, I believe, surpasses anything that Wilder's done at this point. Just because he hasn't done doesn't mean he can't do it. But at this point, you have to edge in terms of resume with Joshua, and the fact that Joshua's done it in such a short time frame and time period. He's fought on the big stage and the sold out football, soccer stadiums, and proven that he can handle the pressure. You know, we haven't seen Wilder in a big huge fight yet. Maybe he will, but we don't know. So there's a few more unknowns with Wilder than there are with Joshua. But it's a fight that I don't think it's going to happen till maybe next year at some stage. You know, but some fights need to be cooked up, you know.
But who wins it, David?
I don't know.
In the ring?
I genuinely don't know. I've got no clue. I don't know. It depends. It could be over in the first punch. It could be because they're both such big punches. And you know, Joshua's proven that he can get up from a heavy knockdown like he did against Klitschko. Wilder hasn't proven that yet. You know, you've seen him shaky a few times, but he's always weathered the storm and come back. So there's more sort of answers with Joshua than there are with Wilder. But it's sort of pick and fight, whatever you like. Do you like the loose, wild, single punch stuff, or do you like the more textbook, neat and tidy punch variety from Joshua? I don't know. I think as time goes on, people will start having more of an opinion. But it's just literally it's a stab in the dark at the moment. Nobody really knows. People think they know, but nobody knows. Nobody really knows just yet. But the fact that people are talking about it is a good thing. The fact that people are excited about the heavyweight division and they're talking about two champions is a great thing for the sport. And I think, you know, maybe I just can't see it happening this year. No way. People keep saying the fact that things are getting said on the internet. Oh, 50 million here. I'll give you 12. That means it isn't happening.
What's the proper split? You promoted yourself.
I've made multiple unification fights over the years. And none of it was done on social media. None of it was done in the public. It was done like this, around a table. Okay, this is what we're bringing to the table, what you bring to the table. These are my last few fights. This is what I generated in my last few fights. What did you generate in your last two fights? Okay, then we can then agree a split then.
What do you figure the proper split is for this one?
I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know what they brought to the table.
You have some idea.
I honestly, it's not my business to do business for both of those guys. But I think it will be done. Although it seems quite frustrating for the boxing fans, you know, being in the sport, I know that all this is doing is building the pot. Whatever that pot of money is for them two guys to split or the two teams to split, this is just making it grow. So let's say the fight was worth 30 million 3 months ago, it's now worth 40 million. And the longer it goes, the bigger it goes. But, you know, look at the Mayweather and Pacquiao fight. That took years and years to happen. And when it did, it broke records. It broke box office records. And if it would have happened 5 years prior, it wouldn't have done. So sometimes fights need to marinate a little bit. But one thing I can guarantee, it won't be as unentertaining as the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. When the fight does happen, it'll be very, very exciting.
David Haye here in London. Can't wait to see this rematch Saturday night at the O2 Arena against Tony Bellew. Hey Bellew, Haye, however you see it. It's going to clash up on Saturday night, and I appreciate the time. Pleasure. Always the candor. No Radio Raheem with the Haymaker, David Haye.